Hey guys, welcome back to TV Movie Mistress. As always, I'm your host, Mo.
And I'm Carly.
And we are both back this week. As you can, I'm sure, already notice, there's no man here. So
Oh.
we're about to go in, y'all. And I'm joking. Juwan doesn't stop anything, even when he is here. I feel so bad. Juwan stops absolutely nothing. But yes, Juwan is not here with us this week. But we will be carrying on in his stead.
Yeah.
But
We'll
yeah.
try our best.
We will try. We will. So we're back this week to talk about season 2, episode 3, Curly.
Name of the episode is No Pain, was written by Heather Belson and directed by Levon Atkin.
Okay, Heather is mean because this episode really got me in the feels
Right.
in terms of her writing. So shout out to her.
Yeah.
But before we jump into like the specifics of the episode, what did you think overall about the episode?
Oh my God, I love this episode, Mo. I think I texted you. I
Why?
was like, this episode was so good. Several reasons. One, we got more about what happened to Claudia with Bruce. Two, we got the beginnings of this coven that we learned more about last week, and how they've been really doing the same thing since the beginning. And three, and most importantly, I loved seeing Lestat through Armand's eyes. It was like his POV of Lestat, his, who Lestat was through his eyes. And that's cool, because this entire show, it's about point of views, right? It's like, Louis, Lestat's, even to some extent Daniel's, and Claudia's. So it was really cool to see Lestat through Armand's eyes. That was my favorite part. So I love this episode. It was really well done.
I miss Lestat so much. Like I really just kind of want him to be back, like now.
I'm glad that we're getting to at least have some of Sam Reed.
Absolutely.
Some of Sam Reed's Lestat a little bit in every episode. And
He's
this episode was
fantastic actor.
He's
like
so good.
Yes, I'm loving him. I enjoyed this episode, but in like a very sad and tragic way. So if you're in a Facebook group, I was like, if you're a fan of Louis, you might not like me this week. And I'm gonna say it here in case you guys are not in the Facebook group. Yeah, I'm over Louis, but I guess that's just due to the excellent writing they're doing. It was a very painful episode to watch.
It was. I mean, it's for an episode called No Pain.
Right? It was nothing but pain.
But I think that's what made it so good, that it wasn't just kind of like, well, I don't think that any of the episodes of this series so far have been fluff, but like, they really went in. They weren't afraid to kind of like go there.
Yeah.
In a not sappy way, if that makes any sense, you know what I mean? Like it was not straightforward, but it just wasn't like sappy. It didn't feel manipulative.
Oh no, absolutely not. And I'm always here for a good like manipulation if it's done well as well.
Absolutely.
Like,
I love it. Yeah.
Look.
I love it.
Same. But yeah,
manipulating my emotions. Yeah.
Right? Like
that's what
that's
what we're here for, right? Isn't that what we're here for?
Absolutely.
We want these things to make us feel something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the part I hate because it makes me feel too much. And Louis is not a real person, so I can't fight him and kick his ass. So
no, you can't.
So let's jump into. Well, okay, and also just excellent acting from everyone, from the actor who plays Armand, the actress who plays Claudia. We get Sam Reed back as Lestat, and Jacob Anderson just continues to chew the scenery every week. Like, just kudos. Even Daniel, like I didn't even really like Daniel as a character last season, but I'm really enjoying the actor and character
because they're so good. This cast is amazing, obviously, but yeah,
it looks like they're having fun on set.
Absolutely. Eric Bogosian, I believe is how you pronounce his name, who plays Daniel. I think he's just so good at, like, I believe that he's that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he could be completely different, but like, I'm just kind of like, no, there's no way he's acting. That's that. He's him. Like, he's so fucking crabby and rude and just like over life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he's great. Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that to the bone. But yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's jump into the first scene. You've got Daniel eating at like a Japanese restaurant, and some guy out of nowhere just basically starts doing some James Bond shit, and he's
Mhm.
like, "I'm a spy." Oh, am I a spy? And I was like, Daniel, are you buying this bullshit? Like, obviously Armand is fucking with you, my guy.
You know, at first I was like, I think they're fucking with him because when he was like, "Oh, they took your computer," I was like, "Who is he talking about? Like Armand and his people,
Yeah.
or whoever he says that he's working for?" You know what I mean?
And
I
why
don't
do
know.
they
But
like we have a there's what MI6 vampire hunters? Like who like
it's
last year there was 5 of them. Now there's 900 of them or whatever. Like
yeah, I
and
know
like
that this. Yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I'm just like and like why do you even if this was real, like he ain't gonna save you, Daniel. Like,
No,
cause you, it's like, and I don't even think Daniel wants to be saved or anything. But like, what is the point?
no, I think at first I was confused the first time I watched it, but that's all right because I think I was a little high, so I just didn't understand. But the second and third time, I was like, "Oh, it sounded like he was giving him a warning." You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like, you are not the only one who have tried this before to like, record a vampire story. 4 others have tried and they have failed. They're all dead. I could give you their names.
yeah.
And it looks like they're kind of like a like a CIA MI6, but like of like fantasy, not fantasy,
Yeah.
supernatural.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like vampires
Fantastical
and all
shit.
that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because there's always an organization in all of these, monster
Yes.
something. There's always an organization
Oh my
that's
god!
the
In
like
my
the
head, I was about to be like, there should be
anti-them.
like a show where like you arrest like fairies and shit.
Yeah,
But then I realized that's Bright, the movie. Do you remember that Will Smith movie where he
I
was a
do. Yeah,
cop and there were orcs?
yeah,
And shit?
yeah. But that's what I'm
That's
saying. In
that's
every
a
one of those
dope
things, there's
show.
always something that's like,
Yes. Yes.
Men in Black or um
Oh, that's true.
is the
Yeah.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen also kind of like that?
Kinda.
Or
Yeah.
am I
Yeah.
but you know what I
Yeah. A
mean? There's
little bit.
always, like,
Yeah.
an organization, like, after them or, like,
Yes.
that's the anti of whatever it is, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
But that's
Bright.
what it
I'm
seems like it
sorry.
is.
I'm
However
Bright. I just
but
when you said Men in Black, I realized that's the same fucking movie. My God, Will Smith, I hate you, sir.
I mean, you gotta go
It
where the
works.
money is.
Yeah, it works. It works.
But no, but this guy, what's his name? Raglar James or some fucking weird made up name that even Daniel was just kind of like, is that a real fucking name? I don't
Right.
know.
And then
It's
he was
weird.
mad loud in the restaurant, like, "Hey guys, here's a spy. Look at him spying and
Yeah.
shit." So
I
I
like,
didn't
anyone
even
interested in this?
think
Daniel don't give a fuck.
at
I
all.
Daniel is becoming my favorite character. Daniel and
Look.
Rashid. The
Like
real
Daniel's
Rashid.
like, I'm halfway to death's door. There is
Yeah, I don't give
nothing
a
that can
fuck.
scare me. Like,
Absolutely. Yep.
oh my god, I love it.
I
So
mean, he's in
he,
a room for God knows how many hours with two really powerful vampires, maybe more,
rude,
like
very powerful,
who are
rude
very powerful.
and
Right.
rude.
So who are like going into his memories and shit. Like he
Ah,
is at this point, he's just kind of like, I'm sick, I'm dying. That's
yeah,
that's how I see
yeah,
Daniel. You know what I mean? I'm sick, I'm dying. I this is gonna be like the story of my life, maybe my legacy. Like I don't give a fuck about anything else. Like and
exactly.
he acts accordingly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
like
is it
I would
rude
have
and
looked at
like
the spy like, what you want me to do?
right?
Like,
I loved it. I loved it.
God, Daniel.
But then they're
So
like fucking with but then they're like fucking with his computer, like they already went into his computer
yes.
and they're
But
just kind of
again,
like,
if
"Oh,
it's
I'm here to
like
help."
but again, if it's Armand fucking with him with this shit, then that makes sense because they already have access to your shit when you're
Right.
sleeping. Like they move faster
Yeah.
than the speed of light. So, but
Right.
also it's like it just makes me hate Armand even more. Like you were such a fucking troll of a person. Like,
Oh, man. I don't know. The only feeling I have towards Armand is that
mhm,
I don't trust him entirely because they haven't given us a reason for me to think anything else than that. And maybe that they really haven't given me a reason to think that, but I'm just getting like a feeling about it. But I could be wrong. But I don't know if he's that terrible of a
there is
person.
he's absolutely terrible, and I can't wait. I can't wait to get there. Okay. Okay, so Real Rashid is still here. I
Mm.
hope he does something by the end of the season. Real
Oh, real
Rashid.
Rashid.
Yeah, you can't just name a character and then just like I don't
But
know.
did you notice that Rashid was just like sassy. He was just real sassy, and I appreciated it.
Everyone is over everyone in this apartment they're staying at. That looks
They
like
really
10,000
are.
square feet.
Right, but like it still feels like a cage. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And it's absolutely a cage. They're all being caged in by fucking Armand and whatever he has with Louis. Their fucking
Yeah.
toxic ass. Um,
But question, it
uh-huh.
has, and I don't even think it has anything to do with anything, but it's only important to me. Is this restaurant in the same building as the penthouse where Armand's penthouse, let's say, or Louis'
Hmm.
penthouse?
I would
Or is
say
this, or can
no.
he like leave? Because I thought he was just there, and for some reason I thought like Daniel couldn't leave until I saw his
Hmm.
episode, and I was like, oh, he's in a restaurant. So,
I don't think it's in the same building because I feel like the logistics of being a vampire, like Armand and Louis, to have a restaurant in the building would be like, you don't want to take that chance.
but also it's like, are we assuming they own the building, or he's
Oh.
just like,
Yeah,
I
like
just
this is
live in the
another one of their
penthouse. You know what I mean?
businesses. Yeah, no,
Right. It
that's
could be.
true.
Yeah.
Damn, that's true. Louis is
It
really
could be.
living the sprinkle life. Uh,
But and the last thing about the scene with the agent,
mhm.
I don't know the name of the organization, which the organization is in the books. That's what I is my
Oh,
understanding,
okay.
that this organization,
So
there's like a
this
whole thing.
organization does exist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, but another thing he said, he said to Daniel, like, you've been keeping track of 900 of them. We've been tracking like 1,600 or something like
Yeah.
that. So they know about way more than Daniel knows
But again, what
about
do
that.
they want Daniel to do?
I don't know. So that's
Right?
the crux of this.
Like even if you are real, like what do you want to recruit Daniel? Do you want him to
Do you
snitch
want him to
against
stop?
vampires? Like
Right. Do you
what
wanna become a double agent? Right, like, there's no, I think they're
against
just in the introductory,
vampire?
like,
Like
"Here's who we are, here's information, let's see how
yeah.
we could, like, help each other," maybe?
I guess. But Daniel, for the most part, act like he's not like giving a fuck about it. Goes back to
Right.
the hotel. And this is where we get Daniel act saying, it's the 21st century. I think that's how that works.
Mhm.
Like how do they still evade technology? How are they not able to and Armand goes, well, let's wait for Louis. Like he didn't want to whatever. Let's wait for Louis.
Right.
Did you get
He's all
what
like, "We're a
happened?
couple, we could only speak as a couple."
As a
That's
couple.
how I was like,
But
"Ugh."
I caught something in the scene
Okay.
that Armand didn't give an answer, but the show gave an answer about how they evade technology.
Well, I think in Armand's story, he said it
Hmm.
himself, "I gave you
Hmm.
the answer that you're looking for to, like, both,
Yes.
how he broke my heart and how,
Yes.
we whatever the
Yes.
fuck." Yeah, 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 absolutely.
When Armand speaks, the
Mhm,
show flips to Daniel's laptop real quick.
mhm.
His his wave isn't there when Armand speaks.
Thank you. I noticed that, but only when he spoke a certain thing, or is
So
that all the things?
controllable.
I wanna say that he was controlling it. Either that or this
That's
entire time,
treacherous. Yeah.
Armand's voice has not been recorded. It's either or. It's
And it
either
just
it's
sounds
been
like crazy talk.
right.
You
So, but
see?
I don't think that Daniel noticed
Oh,
it.
no, Daniel did not notice it at
Did not know. He
all.
did not notice it.
No. Yeah, but again, that's just like another like you're going through all of this for what, Amon? I mean, obviously for Louis, but to what end? Like what necessitates this like theatrics?
Exactly. Why that specific thing wasn't recorded? And if he is controlling it, like,
Mhm.
why? You know?
Cuz he's
I
not
don't know.
really trying to give this interview, I think.
He Is it because he's all like, yeah, you're right. I don't think he
Because
does.
Louis wants
He
the interview. Armand doesn't. Armand only ends up, I feel like, giving the interview because, like, Daniel is about to fucking break Louis in season one. And he's like, maybe
Yeah.
I should be in on this. So I don't think not Daniel, I don't think Armand wants this interview taking place at all. But he keeps giving in little by little. Is that a word? I don't,
Yeah. You know
yeah.
what? Yeah. Because I want to say, I have the feeling that he did something to fuck up the interview the original interview in the 70s in San Francisco.
Well, yeah.
I just have this feeling. I could be
Yeah.
wrong, obviously, but like I have a feeling that he had something to do with like how it got fucked up. You know what I
Have they
mean?
gone back to showing? Because I remember in season 1, it might have been the season finale, where they show Armand in the bar with Daniel
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Louis. Have they referenced that at all this season so far?
No, I want to say
Mm-hmm.
that we're probably going to get an episode this season
We
going
have
back to
to.
San
Oh, we
Francisco.
have
Yeah.
to. I want
We
to see
have to.
that. That's just
That
because
would
it
be
feels
awesome.
like, again, because Daniel's fucking mind was glitching in episode 2. Just like, what
Mm-hmm.
did Armand do to Daniel's brain and
Right.
Louis' brain? But
Yeah.
Louis just special. Okay, so where are we here? Okay, Daniel asks about tech. Armand does not provide an answer, but we see that his audio doesn't come up. Armand starts his backstory. I was just rolling my eyes. Like I was like, of course, of course
Wait,
you
but
you were a religious vampire leader? Like
my
why,
thing is just like
Armand?
everything has like a religious undertone
Yes.
in the
Yes.
beginning of time because I guess as people we needed to like figure
Oh
out
my
the world
god.
and that's the best way to
People are
figure it out or make
superstitious
sense of it.
today. Can you imagine people
Hmm.
before science?
Right, that's what I'm
Like
saying.
we
We
have
needed a
science
way.
now and
We as
folks still act
humans,
extra. Yeah.
I know, but like I feel like we as humans need a way to explain the unexplainable,
Oh
especially if we
yeah.
didn't have science.
Oh my
So
god, yes.
that makes sense.
Imagine the eclipse. Imagine when we had that whole big eclipse thing. I would have
Oh my
said,
god.
I always, I'm sorry, I always go back to being like, I will sacrifice a virgin. Obviously, I didn't say what gender, so if that makes you feel better, but like when we had the eclipse, imagine like you lived at a time like before you even knew what the fucking eclipse was, and it's just something that
Hmm.
happened like once every 2 centuries or some shit. Like
Right.
I would just jump off a roof or something. I don't even know. It would just,
But I'm sure a lot of people
yeah,
did because they were just like,
yeah.
"What is this? The end of the
Yeah.
world?" And then that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it
Wow.
makes sense that these
Yeah.
vampires, like, that's how
That
they
because they were
started.
people. Yeah. I guess so.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, they started out as people. Yeah. And
Yeah. And
those were
Armand
the
said that the
mutation.
Roman coven sent him to Paris. So obviously
Mm.
he's very old. We know
I
when he
missed that
started the
because I was
story, he said he was like
like,
a couple of centuries old already.
gotcha. I missed that because I was like, why are you doing like, how was I thinking of it? I was like, who made you in charge of like neighborhood watch, Amon, for Paris?
Because you're just looking for a reason to hate him, don't you?
Yes,
Just looking for a reason.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm not even gonna like disagree with you. It's
Yeah.
basically like Drake's. I hate the way that he walks. I hate the way that he talks.
Hmm.
All of it. I
Yep.
just hate you, Amon. I hate you. Um,
Oh Jesus Christ! Damn, you think Armand killed your killed your puppy or something?
I
And it's
hate
so
him.
funny because out of everybody, I feel like we
Yeah.
haven't seen Armand be like mean to anybody.
You know what it is? Because it's like he moves like a snake. And
Yeah,
it's like I
he's
feel like
untrustworthy.
Amon does all this shit behind the scenes because one, the perspective we have is fucking Louis, and he's an unreliable narrator. So even the
Yeah, as of right
way
now,
um um Louis is remembering Amon, that shit might not be true.
true, very true, very
But
true.
yes, so we find out about Amon's backstory, how he led a troop of vampires for centuries. He talks about their old laws. And I guess like a couple of centuries later is when Lestat arrives in all his fabulosity.
No, so okay, so it says it started off because I was a little confused about timeline wise.
Okay.
Armand started the story it was like the 1500s. It was like 1559 or some shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so are we thinking that that's just when he started the story, but then a couple centuries later it was that he met Lestat, or did he meet Lestat in the 1500s? Because then it doesn't make
I
sense
think, well,
to me.
Amon was definitely in Paris first.
Yes,
Um, I didn't really think of a timeline, but let's say Armand arrived in Paris in the 1500s.
and they've
Louis,
been living
no,
in squalor this whole time.
yeah, which is like, why are you poor vampires? Like, what? Like, why are you so bad at this, Armand? Like, it feels like Armand didn't get any of his like style and charm until Lestat entered the picture. It feels like he just stole
Yeah, that's
Lestat's
exactly what happened.
personality. Like,
No.
I hate it. I
Well, I
hate
mean,
it.
Lestat reformed, I guess, the way vampires comport themselves, I guess, in a way.
Like
You know what I
all
mean? That's
vampires
that's
on
pretty
Earth,
much what.
like he's the
No, but at least
Messiah.
this coven, and then I don't know. It seemed like this coven because, like,
Yeah.
he would. I don't think that Armand would have gone from Rome to Paris,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden, like, okay, so this is how Paris does it, and we in Rome do it completely different. Like,
Yeah.
if that would have been different in Rome, I think he would have come to Paris and done it differently too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but why y'all living like poor? It's like like I have superpowers. Like at minimum, I could just like blind every other person to give me money every night, so I don't live in the sewers and shit. But the
I
thing,
mean, that's kind of pretty much what Lestat said. Lestat was just like, "We are the gods. I don't know what the
yeah,
fuck you guys doing here, being
like
smelly and living in squalor like grubs."
exactly. Like, what is this about? What?
Right. Like,
But
this is not, no.
what
We're
did you
better than this.
think? What did you think of Lestat's introduction
Oh, it
or
was
Armand's
perfect.
introduction of Lestat?
I thought it was perfect. I thought it
Aw.
was perfect because not only can you see how enthralled, and captivated, instantly captivated Armand was with Lestat, but then we also saw, like, Lestat be this way. If he was going to be like the person that I was imagining started this iteration of this coven that we
Mm-hmm.
learned that he did, a couple episodes ago. Like, this is exactly the
Mm.
Lestat that I thought started this coven. He was
Yeah.
flamboyant. He's and he still was when we met
Yeah.
him, in the 30s or 20s or
But
whatever.
he
He's still the
definitely
same.
gives younger vibes, right? Like he
I don't
feels younger. Like this Lestat with Armand feels younger than the Lestat with Louis.
To me, it still felt the same. To me, he felt like
Really?
the Lestat who just, I'm not like I'm just here for me, but like I'm just here because I know what I am. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
god. I'm like, humans are not as good as me, and I'm gonna like exploit them, and I'm gonna just do me, and I'm gonna have the riches, and I'm not gonna,
No,
you know what I mean?
no,
And
I
like
get
that's who Lestat
that.
is to me. So like, I to me, I didn't feel any like age difference, quote
I
unquote.
guess more like put it like you know how you were in your 20s compared to
Hmm.
like how you are now.
Right.
Like that's more like it just feels
More
like
mature.
yeah, mature. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's if
Yeah.
he comes off a lot more mature in his like in the time that we get to know him, like
Does
pre-Amon.
he? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But
Look,
can you give me an
folks,
example?
listening. Well, in current day, he had a kid and a wife. Like he didn't have a kid and a wife with Armand. He
I do.
was out there being single.
It's funny that you say that because the "I love you" scene in the at the box in the theater when
Hmm.
when him and Armand were about to have sex.
Hmm.
Um, that "I love you" scene, I found to be like the most telling out of everything,
Mm.
in the difference between how he possibly felt about Armand and Louis. Because
Hmm.
Armand was just kind of like, "Oh, blah blah blah, I love you," and then and then Lestat said, "Yes, I love you too." And I don't know why I found that so funny, but like,
He's like, I think that's
and when
how
he,
it should be.
right, he said, "Yes, I love you too." Like, it was just kind of like I'm gonna just say that because I want to get it in, instead of like, this is how I really feel.
Yes.
Whereas everything that we saw with Louis, that passion, toxicity, everything, I think is because he actually really loved Louis. And then later in the episode, we see it when, in whatever, mind Lestat or whatever, dream Lestat, whatever we're calling him. Like, later, where he was just kind of like, he told Louis, he was like, "I told you that I loved you." You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, I think that there was such a difference there in how he
Yes.
felt about, one versus the other.
Like
And
it
I
is
think
a great
maybe,
passion. It feels like a great
absolutely.
passion with Louis.
And I think maybe because of that is possibly why he could have felt different to me, or more
Yeah,
mature to
I
me,
think
because of his
so.
feelings for Louis.
Yeah, like and it's like okay, and also like this is where like for me like Armand gives very much enemies to lovers. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was almost expecting when he's retelling this story of Lestat that he would that like we would find out like all of this was a long con on Lestat's part to fuck with
Yeah.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say still can because he did end up leaving.
I
Um,
think it was though, Mo. I think it was
yeah.
kind of like a con. Yeah, because think about it. He he Armand came up to him, was like, "Hey, what's up, brother? Like you, I know who made you. Like we're brothers, blah blah. Or you're my child. I could protect you."
Hmm.
And Lestat wasn't interested in that. He was just like, "Why would I give up? Pretty much, why would I give up my riches and the way I
Yeah.
live to be a grub, like a smelly
Yeah.
grub like you guys?"
Following
And
rules. Get out of
right,
here.
and then he was just gonna be like, "Fuck it," and turn around. But then when he saw the power that
Hmm.
Armand had, then he was like interested.
Yeah.
Then he was just kind of like, "Hey, why don't you like, I'm gonna destroy your fucking
Yes.
coven." He just came in and was like, "I'm gonna destroy your coven," and then
With
when
fucking the Christ, just like,
right,
what you gonna
it was
do?
like
What
whatever,
you gonna
yeah.
do?
And then after, literally a week after, Armand taught him the mind powers or whatever, he was
Hmm.
out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I felt like he was just in there so he can
Yes.
learn the powers of
Also,
the same powers
Armand
that
killed
Armand
his
had.
human lover. I don't know much about this human lover. Do you know any details about this
No, he
person
looked
that
like
he
he
killed?
was no, it looked like he was just one of the musicians in the show.
Did he
And he
turn?
it
Did
was,
Lestat
I
turn him?
think, yeah, Lestat turned him. It sounded
Okay.
to me, I felt like that was his that century's Louis or whatever. You know what I mean? Because of his
Mm,
reaction to like the way Armand was like,
yeah.
messing with him. Like, and
Yes.
when Armand took him, like his reaction to it, I was like, oh, maybe that was his Louis of that time.
Maybe. Maybe.
And
Cute
then and
guy.
then Lestat had to turn him. Yeah, Lestat turned
Yeah.
him.
See, and like, anyway, let me. I'm like huffing and
What?
puffing.
You are
Oh my.
you're so mad. I love it. You are huffing and puffing.
Oh
That's
my
really cute.
god. Armand kills Lestat's human lover, and Lestat in turn breaks, I guess, his love for Christ via his troops. And then Armand was like, I wanted that anyway. Really, Armand? Did you want that? Did you? Oh, they
Go.
weren't going to listen to me. They weren't going to listen to their leader? Like,
The first time I watched it, I was like, "Wait, what? That sounds like a cop out." But then I thought about it, and I was just kind of like, it would make sense because if coming from someone who from the outside who was living the life that he
mhm,
is saying that you can have, I would
mhm.
believe it more than like my leader who's a grub here like me. You know what I mean? Being like, outside is
He's a
great. Everybody's
grub
gonna be
ear
like,
like me.
is it Armand? Right. But like this fucking beautiful, you know, gorgeous, like really charismatic guy
Yeah.
comes in with the Christ and breaks it and it's just kind of like, this is
Look.
made out of wood, you guys. Like, get the fuck out,
Yeah.
get up
Like
and
he's
let's go out
performing on
there.
a stage every night with humans, like not giving
Right.
a fuck.
A one fuck, and he is healthy, and he seems to have money. You know what I'm saying? He's not living like they are. Of course
Hmm.
that's gonna break the spell
Yeah,
for a lot of them,
that's
so
true.
that makes sense to me. Well, but at first I was like, Armand, no one's
Like,
gonna believe me,
like
but you were their leader, like.
exactly. And now you run a
Yeah,
whole ass like theater.
yeah.
Like again, he just bit off of Lestat's entire ass personality, which I guess that's just the charisma that Lestat has with people. Where
Hmm.
this man basically started living like almost like I guess this is some armchair ass psychology because don't mean shit, but it's like, were you hoping he would eventually come back to you, Armand? Or like were
Hmm.
you like, let me hide this L by being cooler than him?
What do you, what do you mean? Interesting. Hmm.
Like I said, armchair psychology don't mean shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think Armand was just kind of like enamored with who he was because it seems like Lestat is this kind of very magnetic force, that is hard to resist in many ways. But you can
Mhm.
tell from the very first time that Armand laid his eyes on Lestat, like not only was he just in awe that Lestat was doing what he was doing in front of people and all that stuff, but also he seems to just he like you could see it in his eyes. He was just kind of like in awe
He's
of
a
this guy.
people person.
Yeah, he was a natural, and he's charismatic. He's that guy that that is bad for you, but will make you
Yeah.
do everything,
Look,
everything.
willingly and happily.
Right, willingly and happily,
Also,
and then will destroy
another
your
reason
life.
you should. My bad. I'm interrupt this. Another
Yes.
reason you should watch Dune. Oscar
Hmm.
Isaac is in it,
Oh my god, I love
and he
him.
looks like such a dilf.
Of course he does. Doesn't he
Yes.
always?
Oh my
Mm.
god. Okay, back to my other dilfs. Okay, so we've got Armand telling the story. Louis Lestat starts to, like, I guess, just fuck Armand. Let's see what other. I'm so pissed off right now. Let me read
You
words.
are.
I put down idea stealer for Armand. Okay, and then we
What?
see idea stealer. Yes, he's in
What did
total
he? What
idea.
idea did he
He
steal?
stole Lestat's swag. He stole the fact that he was running a theater. Like, when he was okay, so, like, let's say, like, Lestat left him in, like, the 1700s, 1800s. Louis
Mm-hmm.
doesn't come to Paris until, like, 1900 and something. So
Yeah, 1940s.
at least for a century, this motherfucker kept running a theater.
Yeah, because that was the way that coven was gonna be and survive.
I guess. I that's why I said he's an
But I and
idea stealer.
that's what Lestat that last conversation that they had that we saw them have. That's pretty
Mhm,
much what was it. Where Armand was just kind of like, "Oh my God, you have reformed pretty much you
mhm.
reformed death." I think it was that he said. And Lestat goes,
Made it
"No, we
stylish.
did it
Yeah.
together. Yeah, we did it
Yeah.
together." And then
Aw. Yeah. I'm not
so
feeling again, they're Armand and Lestat give me enemies to lovers, as opposed
I
to, like, him and Louis.
I don't get lovers in the sense of the way he was with Louis. I just kind of get Armand was just. I mean,
Yeah.
Lestat
They're
was
like, they're
just
fucking.
here to
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they're just fucking. I didn't get
Yeah.
a
But, like, it feels
lovers.
like Armand the way Armand, okay, because so before we saw the introduction of how he, introduced himself to Louis, and then we kind of
Mhm.
see it again with Lestat. It kind of feels like he's stalking prey, even though they're also vampires.
Armand.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looked like they did the same thing to Lestat that they did with Louis and Claudia.
yeah.
That we
Ah,
saw them do last week. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't like
I
it.
mean,
Okay.
I guess it could be under the guise of we can't let any rogue
Mhm.
vampire just be out there.
But, like,
We're gonna
what
follow you around.
determines? Okay, so I guess, like, the whole vampire thing is probably like how nobility was back in the day, where there's not millions of y'all, so it's very
Mm,
easy to keep track. Because
right.
I would be like, Lestat, who the fuck are you to tell me what I cannot and can do? Get out of here. In Paris, like,
Yeah.
who made you king? You know,
For
what?
for Armand. Yeah.
Yes, like, who gave you
Yeah.
jurisdiction over every single fucking vampire that comes through Paris? Like,
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, that's kind of what both Lestat and Louis said to him. I'm not joining your shit. I'm doing me.
exactly.
I'm not joining you guys. You guys are you, and that's great, but I'm gonna do me.
And see, he
Um,
ain't make Lestat join. See? Well, Lestat would have been like, over
no.
my dead body, I'm going to Germany or some shit.
No, yeah. I feel like Lestat didn't really join. He started this company and it was
Yeah.
great.
He
And
broke the company.
he broke
And
he broke the company and
yeah.
rebuilt it in his
So
image.
that's, yeah, you
Yeah.
really joined it when you broke it.
Yeah.
Um,
But I think Lestat literally was just there for the powers. I
mhm.
need those powers. And as soon as he got him, he was out. He wasn't about join.
Yeah.
Lestat doesn't
Settling
seem like a
down.
joiner. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He doesn't seem like
Yeah.
he just doesn't. Mm,
See,
mm,
because
mm, mm.
Lestat, no, all these motherfuckers are assholes, and Louis and Claudia don't want to listen. Um, so let's switch to Louis, who he's just
Oh, yeah.
hurt in all these flashbacks. Like, I feel
Yeah.
bad.
But can I just
Because
say that Jacob Anderson in this episode looks so cute?
in his
And maybe it's
fame,
because maybe because it was I was watching it with my girlfriend and she was like I turned to her and I was just kind of like I love like horny Louis. Like he looks so cute to me. Like Jacob Anderson looked extra
Yes.
cute to me this
Yeah.
episode.
Okay.
And
I
then maybe
get you.
because he
I
was like
get you.
flirty and shit. But like he just looked really
Yes.
cute. I don't know.
No, I mean, I don't know an episode he doesn't look cute, but I do get when you said extra horny. I got it. I like
Yeah.
a scene just flashed in my brain where I was like, oh yeah, that was that.
Yeah. Horny Louis is my favorite. He's real extra hot. Yeah. I love
This
it.
show is gonna break my heart, and I'm laughing right now. But let's see. Like, I know I'm really mad at myself for not remembering how this movie goes, but
Nah. I've purposely have not rewatched it because
yeah,
I don't want it to like cloud
yeah.
my,
Maybe we'll
enjoyment
watch
of
it
the show.
after. We'll watch it
Yeah, that'd be
after the
fun.
series is done. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay. So we see Louis getting hurt, but also Petty talking about how Lestat be leaving folks. Like he didn't leave
Hmm.
Lestat for dead. Like you left
Hmm.
Lestat technically. Lestat didn't leave you. So I don't
Right.
know why you're saying Lestat abandons people.
Mm.
And then from there we turn back to Luis and Claudia. She's planning on joining the theater.
I'm
And
very excited about it.
this is when, if I had a metaphorical table to flip over Armand, this is
Uh-oh.
when I flipped it. Because this motherfucker is so rude when he comes into Louis and Claudia's house, where I'm like, let me sit up. Where I'm
Uh-oh.
like, how dare you talk to Claudia like that? And Louis, how the fuck do you let him talk to Claudia like that? I don't care if he's the matriarch, the head of Paris. Don't give a fuck. That's your daughter. That's your sister. That's your charge that you're supposed to be protecting. And Armand is all like, oh, well, why are you not behind stage? Oh, well, I'm early. Well, have you, oh, I'm not late. Well, have you ever been early? Like, no, motherfucker, you're going to be nice to the girl that I look after while you're trying to fuck me. Like, why is Louis letting him be mad rude? Like, what is wrong with you, Louis?
Oh, is that rhetorical or are you asking me?
No, if you have an answer as to why Louis is letting Armand bark at Claudia and be rude, like
Oh,
he's not about to
because
give
that's
him a
just part of
BJ.
the
Like,
no, that's just part of the initiation process. It's
and
like
I
rushing
get
a fraternity
that.
or sorority or
I
something.
get
So that's what
that.
I'm saying, that like that's it didn't seem malicious. Like even in Armand's face, he was just kind of like,
No, it
it
felt
was just
malicious
part
to
of the
me.
thing.
It felt malicious to
Well,
me. I didn't.
you're
I'm like,
biased.
you need to put.
You're biased.
Well, he feels evil, but I also might be biased.
You're a little
Maybe.
biased, I'm gonna
Oh
say.
my god, I was so angry. I flipped over a table in my head when I was watching this scene because I was so
That's
over it.
hilarious. You really
But yeah,
were.
oh my god. But yeah, so Claudia, she's being hazed. That's what
Mhm.
we're supposed to, be seeing with her in this theater group. They're showing her the ropes. Okay, but okay, the hazing says, oh, Armand tells Louis, loving? Who's loving? That's probably Louis. Louis, that he has great plans for her, which I think is
Mhm.
fucked up given how this episode ends. Fuck you and your great plans. How are those great plans? Like, I feel like there are scenes we're not seeing where, like, Armand and the old hottie vampire be talking mad shit. We just don't
Yeah.
see it. Because I
Yeah.
refuse to believe this man has no good intentions. Okay. But
You're so mad.
so mad. I have not been this mad. I'm awake. I'm not sleepy anymore. Look at that. Um,
Uh-oh.
okay, and we see
The rage
he
fuels you.
yeah, so better than caffeine. Um, but Claudia, she loves theater life. She loves being around vampires. She's finally found the community she's been looking
Mhm.
for since America. Like,
Yeah.
even if it was hazing and it was 50 times worse, just the fact that she might possibly have a home.
Yeah. And a family that's gonna protect her and like be with her and choose her and all that stuff. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what she's been wanting this whole time.
And again, this is what makes the ending so heartbreaking.
Mm.
I did want to mention one joke. It's a terrible joke, and it's a morbid joke where the theater guy is showing her, like, she's handling the rats now. He's showing her the
Yeah.
cellar, and she was like, "Well, back home we just had like a pit or
Yeah,
a
the
fire thingy."
incinerator.
Yeah,
Hmm.
incinerator. And the guy was like, "Feels a bit German."
Oh my god, that was so funny. I
I
was
was
like,
like, why y'all
that
like
was so
this?
funny.
Oh
Yeah,
my god. So that was cute.
that was
That was
dark. Yeah,
funny. Yeah,
that was
dark,
very dark though.
OD dark. But
Yeah.
I laughed. So yeah, Claudia's being hazed. We see the behind the scenes of the troop. Armand continues to pry. And by pry I mean just continuously ask questions from Louis. And I hated that they were talking about how eventually. Damn,
Is
sorry,
that
thunder
thunder?
just. Yeah, right. Okay, so I was like,
Holy shit!
what is? God damn.
Yeah,
Okay, that scared me a
it's about
bit.
to
I'm not even
happen
gonna
now.
lie. That scared me. I was like, all right. The fact that you could hear that through the mic, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Okay, so we finally get Daniel asking, where what about Claudia? But then he says like then. I was like, ask where the fuck Claudia is now, Daniel.
Daniel was distracted.
He
In
was.
his defense, he was distracted when he asked that.
Yeah,
But
you're
yeah,
right.
I
Because
mean, I Mo, I know that like both of us want or think that like Claudia is gonna be alive now, but like based on like what we know happens to her, she's not.
she's not. But I
And then
that means. Mm-hmm.
this episode, Armand said, she's gonna go crazy pretty much because you turned her at 14 and the mind isn't.
Yeah.
It's pretty much gonna deteriorate. She's gonna go
Yeah.
crazy. So I don't know if she's like alive now.
So she's gonna go crazy, and this is me
Mhm.
jumping ahead. So you decide to make her last days like just hurry it up. Like that's what we're
Do you
doing. We're
think
just
that?
going,
Do you
girl,
think
stop
that?
it, Carly,
No,
stop
no, no. I was
it.
gonna say, do you think that that was malicious?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Really?
What?
Really? I don't know. I don't
We're at
know.
an impasse. What?
I don't think it was malicious what they did. I mean,
Everyone
it was terrible
listening,
to her.
please respond to this. You need to come find me on Twitter as soon as I post this episode. So you tell me whether or not you think them giving Claudia, who will eventually go crazy, the nightmare of her dreams, in making her a child forever in this play, night after night. I'd go
I don't think it
crazy.
was. Well,
Even
yeah,
if I
she
wasn't
will.
cozy, I'd go crazy.
I'm not disputing that she's gonna go crazy because this is it. Like literally, the second she was like, "I'm gonna be a baby" or whatever. Like it,
Look,
that's like her worst nightmare because this whole entire time she's been like pissed that she has to be stuck for the rest of forever in a
yeah.
fucking child's body is ridiculous. As
And
she's
now you're
like,
gonna make her
you know,
play like you finally give her the home and the family she wants, but she has to play a baby. Like this is why I
right? But I
feel
don't
like
think that they
Armand.
know that.
Nah, I think they do. This is why I think Armand and old hottie vampire be talking shit, and they're probably like, "Oh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make her play the baby." Like I don't know how
Mm.
they talk sinister, but probably something like that.
Actually, you know what? Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't personally think that. However, I can see how that could be something that pans out because of the conversation that she had with Santiago
Mm-hmm.
as to, how is it that you let the victims that they eat on stage,
Mm-hmm.
how is it that you like um
Get them to want to kill themselves or
get them to wanna
something.
get
Yeah,
them to like be cool or whatever about you killing them.
be
And he
cool.
said,
Yeah.
I go in I go in their head and I find their vulnerability or whatever makes them tick or whatever it was that he said. But like based on that conversation, yeah, I can see how like
Yeah.
they already did that to Claudia, and you know, this is
Yes.
but I just don't see like a reasoning for doing that, especially not
She's
to
an
Claudia.
abomination.
Oh yeah,
I mean, at their words. Okay, let's get through the next couple of scenes. We have Claudia. Okay. Again, this is how you sort of know, in my opinion, that they're still listening, still probing for her, because um, hottie vampire. What's his name?
which one,
Old
Santiago?
hottie vampire. Is that
Santiago,
Santiago? Okay.
hmm
Yeah,
the blonde one.
yes.
Yes.
He asked Claudia, like, what did your maker teach you? Like, what gifts do you have from your maker? And she's like, he taught me how to lie very well. Um And that's when
But
Santiago kind of mentions, oh, and I guess Louise, the one from like wherever.
Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, keep it up. Like, you'll get there one day. Like, so again,
Yeah,
they're
because
still
she knows that
prying.
yeah, no, they both, I mean, both Armand and Santiago know that they're lying about, at
Hmm.
least about the whole Bruce maker of it all,
Hmm.
right? Louis was the one that fessed up this episode, but the fact that like she said that her maker
Terrible.
taught her how to lie, and then he goes and like kind of believes her, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Not believes her, but like she sounds believable even though he knows that she's lying. Like
Yeah.
I think that that was very telling. Because then after that, Claudia was just kind of like, "Oh shit, Louis, you're right. We do need to get our story straight." You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
we
Like,
absolutely do.
because they're prying. So
And it's wild to me that Louis was the one who's all paranoid about it, but he's also the one who breaks first.
so
Um,
fast,
like
so literally
nonsense.
so fast. I was like, Louis, come on,
He's terrible. And okay,
he's
so
terrible. I was so
thank you.
mad at
We
him.
got there 45 minutes in. Louis is
No,
terrible.
listen, I'm not a Louis fan. You know I'm not a Louis fan. But I'm just saying, like, that was terrible. I was like,
Like,
damn,
my
bro. Like,
God. Like, he finally admits to killing his maker while he's walking. Like, he has no survival instincts. That's what it is. Louis has no survival instincts. Where he's just walking through these tunnels, he's like, yeah, that. And then, okay, this is where I was about to punch the fuck out of Louis, right? When
uh-oh.
he then says, like, when Armand asks, did Claudia like kill their maker? And he's like, no, she didn't have any part in it. But and
Right.
that's I guess that's when like Daniel sort of brings up like you're not supposed to make kids or something. Or not Daniel,
Mhm.
Armand brings up you're not supposed to make kid vampires. But then he
Mhm.
also mentioned and Louis thinks Armand is about to kill him, and he tells
Mhm.
Armand, tell her she's beautiful every morning.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, is he her daddy?
Right.
You think he's going to kill you for the crime of killing your maker and then adopt
And
Claudia?
and
And
then be
not
like,
just adopt Claudia, tell her she's beautiful every morning. That's the reality that Louis is fucking living right now.
but it's just funny how like he thought that like he was gonna like abide by his wishes. You know what I mean? No problem, Louis.
Yes. Like,
It was yeah,
man,
no,
Louis got me
that was I don't
tight.
know if that was dumb, like because he thought he was gonna die. So, like the fact that like he's thinking about Claudia, thinking
Fight
that he was gonna
back.
die, that's great.
Do some bob
No,
and weave. Like, try and get out the tunnel.
I know, but I think he knows that he can't fight back. Because remember the first time they
I
met, when was
guess,
it, last week or
yeah.
the week before? Like, he was
Yeah.
just kinda like, I felt his power in the
Hmm.
park when they met, and
Yeah.
Louis looked like he was afraid because he was like, "I felt his
Yeah.
power," so there was no way that he was gonna fight back. He
I
knows he
guess. I
wouldn't
guess like
he didn't have a chance.
Armand could basically just paralyze you where you can't
Yeah.
even move in a
I mean,
sense.
look what he did to, Lestat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't stand his ancient ass. Like, that's all he got going for him is he's an ancient. He old. That's it. Oh my lord. So Louis finally gets his breakdown this episode because he keeps seeing Lestat every fucking where they go. And I know Armand is sick of this shit because obviously, sir, I see you're crazy.
Yeah.
I don't care how hot you are, Louis. You are.
I don't care how hot you are, you fucking crazy.
So, do you
Oh, you're
think?
funny.
Oh my god! Do you think
Okay.
when like Louis is talking to Lestat in his head, like Armand can see that he's talking to Lestat in his head?
Okay. Yes. I do, cause like, every time he came up, like, when they were walking in the park and again at the restaurant or cafe or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, like, he was just kinda like, "Oh, there he is again." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can sense that he's with us or whatever. So I don't know if he
Ah,
can see him, but I
yeah,
know that he feels
yeah,
whenever Lestat is in Louis' head, I know that he
yes.
feels him. Now I have a question for you.
Okay.
And obviously, I've never read the books, and I
Mm-hmm.
watched the movie a long time ago, and I'm not gonna watch the movie again. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going on strictly based on just this show and what could possibly happen, right?
Yes.
So my question is, do you think that this is Louis' like imagination or brain kind of, for lack of a better term, breaking and like seeing Lestat and feeling him because he's carrying him with him? Or do you think that this is kind of like Lestat fucking with Louis from wherever he is. Like he found him and he's like fucking with him.
I think this is Louis' mind breaking.
Okay.
Because Lestat is petty and evil, but his shit is not like this. Like, this is the mind of a man who, like, what? Jesus Christ, Louis. No one, like, you, no. No one told you to kill your boyfriend. Yes, Claudia said kill your boyfriend, but you didn't have to. You're the fucking grown up in the situation.
Right. He didn't have to, but now he's gonna like be, all Louis about it for the rest of forever.
Yeah, and he's not protecting her. You
Mm-hmm.
just said last week, me and you, motherfucker. Now
Mm-hmm.
you know what? You know what, Louis? Okay.
Oh man.
So Armand decides not to kill Louis because that's Louis' superpower. People should
Right.
kill him, but they don't want to because of his baby blue eyes. Um, but again, Louis' mind finally breaks when they're at this cafe, which leads to him just beating a man senseless and not even burying the body, just leaving it there as a murder.
Yeah. Can I just say in the cafe,
Mhm.
I loved that like when he saw when he started seeing Lestat was like playing the piano and he was just kind of like the song he was singing was
Yes.
like come to me or like so it's a fuck I can't remember what it is, but I just found it really funny like the song that he was singing. Wow.
Yes.
He was
It
like
worked.
flirting and like having conversation with Armand. Yeah.
No,
It
and
worked.
Armand is just like, God damn
But
it.
that was the scene that kind of like
Yeah,
made me think, is this possibly
yeah,
Lestat in Louis' brain, not Louis
gotcha.
conjuring up Lestat? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Like, I
Yeah.
feel like Louis would have, no, I feel like Lestat, if this was him, I'm purely going on what an abusive, toxic person would do in a relationship, which is
Mm-hmm.
that, like, even though you want to make that other person suffer, you don't want to have them, you don't want somebody else to take your shit.
Yeah.
So
Because
if it's
that's
like,
his.
yeah, that's his. Like, he wouldn't give this much leeway to Armand sniffing around,
Mm.
especially at this point. Like, Lestat is hundreds of years older. I'm sure. Do you think Armand is still stronger than Lestat?
Yes, absolutely. Because
Yeah,
he's
right.
older
That's
than
how that
Lestat.
works. Yeah, and he will forever be older because he's
Yeah.
older.
Now, see, because he said that Lestat's maker,
Mhm.
Marcus or something like that, Lestat's
Magnus?
Magnus, yeah,
Yes.
Lestat's maker was one of Armand's defectors. That's what he said in the beginning.
So he's just from a long line of rebellious motherfuckers who don't want to stay one place.
Right, right. So it's
Okay.
just kind of like Armand is way older than
Yeah.
he's the oldest that we've seen,
Yeah.
and so I'm gonna say he's stronger than him.
That always just makes me, that just, that just makes, like, that just shows even more how, like, Claudia is Lestat's daughter.
Mm,
Like, I feel like both of them don't, like, if Louis was not in this picture, if Lestat had just turned Louis, if
mm,
Lestat had just turned Claudia, oh, like, they would have been fine.
right.
Louis is the fucking wild card in everybody's fucking lives that just
Yeah.
makes people do all this extra plotting. And it, to me, it just feels like at one point Armand just edited all of Louis' memories, honestly. And now it's kind of
Yeah,
scrambled.
probably. Like I am still thinking that Armand has messed with. I don't know the extent of it, but like I think that he has messed with Louis' memories or brain or something, and to some extent, I don't know what, but
Yeah.
like yeah,
Because
I
I'm
think so.
sure he's like, who wants to see this man's mind break?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could see, I could see how he would tell himself, like, you're doing it for the benefit of him.
Right.
But let me
But
ask
it's
you
funny.
about this next scene that I don't want to talk about. But
Okay, wait. Before you
uh,
do, it makes me think of the things that especially because Claudia brought it up this episode too, where it's just like the things that Lestat didn't tell them, or yeah, he didn't tell them about vampires in general or about like his world before Louis and Claudia and why. You know what I mean? Because he said the vampires out there are vicious, and um,
honest,
obviously,
he
yeah, and
wasn't lying.
right, and obviously, I thought he was honest. Um, Claudia found that out for herself, and it makes me think that like this coven is still a fucking den of vampire monsters. So, you know,
And Claudia doesn't. And again, it's like Lestat is everything terrible. But for me,
everything terrible. Yeah.
but for me, his protection of Louis and Claudia from other vampires made
Hmm.
sense and
Yeah.
seemed genuine. And but he was still also a fuckboy. He was cheating. Like he's complicated. But
Who,
like
Lestat?
yes, Lestat.
Yeah. I just think that Lestat can never, I think Lestat could just not be, for lack of a better term, not be tamed. You know what I mean? You can't
Yeah.
like hold him down,
Hmm.
or else it's just gonna go bad. It's just gonna go bad.
He
That's
also
the kind
then
of person
wants
that
Louis to
he.
hold him down. You remember in season 1 when he was like, "Yeah, of course I'm gonna fuck other people," and Louis was like, "Okay, I fuck other people too," and his brain glitched.
Oh, Luis.
No, Lestat's brain glitched because you remember when he was like
Yeah,
he was
yeah, because he
cheating
didn't
and
want.
Louis,
Yep.
yeah, and then Louis started getting sloppy toppies, and all of a sudden it's a problem. The open
Yep.
relationship is no longer allowed, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like
I mean, yeah, yes, yes, yes. I didn't say he was perfect. I'm just saying that like you
either.
can't really like hold him down.
Yeah, you can't. But
Yeah.
again, he kind of acts like he wants Louis to hold him down, you know.
I think he just I think he just I think he just wants Louis to just be his.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
eh, that that might be a better way of putting it. You're right. You're right. These two knuckleheads.
Yeah.
So
That's a
from
good way of
here,
putting that.
we finally get Claudia
Mm, mm,
telling
mm, mm.
Louis about Bruce and what happened. Now, my question to you about this scene, outside of what you think about the scene, but do you think this is actually Claudia telling Louis, or do you think these are the ripped pages from the book that Louis is recounting?
Oh shit, that's right. I don't know.
Hmm.
I I mean, I think this is Louis because I feel like if we're seeing it, that's Louis recounting it, right? So I think this is Louis just recounting what she told him. I think the pages in the book are like,
Yeah.
you know, like in more detail than whatever we heard her say.
Hmm. Okay. And what did you think
What
about the
about you?
scene
Wait, what
overall?
about you? What'd you think?
What did I think? It was very heartbreaking.
It was.
But I also like that Claudia was finally able to tell him.
Yeah.
Um, well acted. Like I don't know, it was a
Yeah.
sad fucking scene because
It
like
was.
yeah, it was
It
a
was.
sad scene. Yeah,
I liked how I liked how it was kind of casual, like, it didn't have any pomp or circumstance
mm,
about it. We're just kinda like, we're making up who our maker is. She's the only other vampire she knows that maybe they would know was this thing that did all these awful
yeah,
things to her. So, I'm guessing that that's kinda like maybe helping her kind of recall what happened, because in the beginning of the episode Louis is just kind of like, yeah, but like tell me something about him, like what's he look like, and she says something
yeah,
like dark wavy hair, crooked smile, and he has a bunch of moles in his crotch and on his thigh, and he's just like, I don't want to know that shit. She's like, well, that's
yeah,
all I remember. What the fuck, what you want me
yeah,
to, what do you want me to tell you?
yeah.
So like, but then later when they're both in the coffin and she's just like saying these things, of course, I'm sure that that's what she's going to remember, because what she said was horrible. Like she
Yeah.
was like, it was better when he broke my bones. You know what I mean? And then I think the thing that broke my heart was, and the fact that she said it twice was what it broke my heart. He was like, he said he loved me before, during, and after.
Oh my
Like, and
god,
when he
yeah,
pinned me
that dude
down was a word. Like,
was
it
yeah,
was
that's just sick.
horrible.
Yeah.
It was sick, but like I think that like, not that she has been far removed enough that it doesn't affect her.
Hmm.
Obviously it does, but I think that talking about it and now finding this coven, that I think maybe
Hmm.
that's the reason she needs this community and
Yeah,
family so much,
that
is to
protection.
feel that protection. Yeah, to
Yeah.
feel that protection. I don't know, I just thought it was a really beautiful scene, and the fact that it wasn't like this, like like crying and this is what happened, like it
Yeah.
overly
Yeah.
dramatized
She
scene.
kind of just stated
um
what happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just is what it is. And it wasn't like a conversation between the two of them. Louis wasn't like, oh, but I'm here for you. No, he was just kind of
Mhm.
like, he took it in and he heard her out,
Mhm.
and then she moved on. Hey, you're gonna come to my
Yeah.
graduation or whatever it's called. And he's like, yeah, I wouldn't miss it for a while. And then that was it.
Yeah.
Like, I just, the simplicity of the scene really gave it that kind of
Yeah.
gravitas
And I got
that
happy because I was like,
needed.
this feels like her moving on. Or not like
Yeah,
moving on,
or
but
trying to at
yeah,
least.
trying to
Yeah,
move on.
healing.
Which
Yeah.
makes the whole fucking graduation ceremony that they do terrible because, they have her on this chair. Everyone's dressed in black there, but they're also recounting the laws. Like, you can't kill other vampires. Your coven master is has the final say in everything. Kids are not allowed to be made. And I'm like, Claudia, did you hear that, Claudia? Like, it's almost like she's expecting that she's
Mhm.
an exception to this coven's long held rules.
Yeah. I mean, possibly I like, for example, until you mentioned something just now, I didn't think that like they were going to hold her accountable for what someone else did to her. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? She wasn't like, and then I made myself a vampire. No,
Yeah,
someone else made her a vampire at 14. She didn't
yeah.
ask for it. So I never, it just didn't cross my mind that they would hold her accountable for it. It made
Mm,
more sense when Armand said to Louis, you turned her at 14. And
yeah.
if he were to uh do something to Louis because of that, that would make more sense because he
Mhm.
was involved in it. But like, I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't
no.
think they would hold her accountable
She's
for that.
evidence. They have to destroy the evidence. They might not hold her accountable, but by existing and eventually guaranteed to go crazy, which would
Mm,
expose them. And we've already seen how these motherfuckers act when grown ass vampires are out here.
yeah.
Let's not mention a crazy young child of a vampire.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, again, this is why everything felt so sinister to me when it came to Claudia, because that is a child. Like, Claudia is like also like a woman though in her mind. Like, she's lived all these years, but
Mhm.
it doesn't escape that she's a child to everyone
Right.
else. So
Yeah.
it just
Or
felt like,
like physically, and physically also
mhm,
includes the brain, right? Like
yes,
everything kind of
yes,
stops at the moment that you turn into a vampire. So whatever age you
hmm,
were, that's it. Physically,
hmm,
nothing is gonna grow, change, nothing, right?
yeah.
So
Like,
she does have that life experience, but
if somebody told me my brain stopped at 25, I would still be like, oh my God. That'd
fuck,
be
right? You
that,
know how
yeah,
much more I've learned since? Like,
let alone like 14.
yeah,
Like, that's
yeah.
wild.
It's
So,
wild. But I think
yeah.
that that's why Armand was like, that's a really volatile, and it is. Listen, I have currently a 13 about to be 14 later this year. Like, that's a volatile
Or poor
fucking age
soul.
where like
Yeah.
there's mood swings and there's like they think they know everything and you're just like
Yo.
you're just,
My
it's like
youngest
stepping on a
niece
landmine sometimes.
is 16, and Jesus Christ, she hurts my feet. I love her to death, but she just be their mouths.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
is that my mouth? Because I was like, that's hurtful.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah,
Absolutely.
they're just this big ball of
Of
reaction.
like emotions and
Yeah,
hormones and like feelings, like all this stuff.
yeah,
And of course, and that doesn't really settle until you're like, a little bit like, I want to say like by 25 I feel like you're
yeah,
settled.
yeah.
And so when her mom said that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Fuck. And
It's
my
not going to
brain
be a
didn't
great
start
ending.
processing till my 30s. So, like,
Right. So so
it's
what are we doing
what are we
here?
doing here with a
What are we
vampire
doing
baby?
here?
You
Yeah.
can't, she can't live. She can't live.
No. No, she
Oh,
can't.
oh my God. It's terrible. Which just then
Terrible
makes
indeed.
Bruce a pedophile, yo.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
fucking
Cuz
God.
she was like a legit little girl. Yeah. Or not
Ah,
was, she is. Yeah.
yeah, like, that just makes it, like,
She's a
so, like, the
pedophile vampire.
levels. Oh my, that be the way oh my God. That just made it, like, levels worse. Okay.
Mhm.
That's yeah, so let's let's go to the murder. Oh, not the murder, her being inaugurated into the coven. Um yes, like I said, those with the dark gifts cannot be given to children. They cannot reveal themselves to mortals and let them live. They can't kill another vampire unless agreed to by the head coven vampire. And Claudia is inaugurated, and her role will be playing a baby for the next 50 years.
Yeah. By the way, those 5 laws, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Between her and Louis, they've broken all of them.
All of it.
Right.
All of it.
Right? No?
But because because you want to make Louis your boyfriend, you're going to find a way for Louis. He's basically going to put all of Louis. I feel like that was the compromise he made when he didn't kill Louis in that tunnel, was that he's just going to shift all of Louis' sins onto Claudia. And
Oh,
that
damn.
will
That's a huge
hopefully.
leap, Mo.
I mean, why did
That's
he
a
kill
huge
him then?
leap.
How is that a huge leap? How is that a huge leap?
Okay, so what you're saying, let me just, before we continue the argument,
Yeah.
you are saying that because he didn't kill Louis and he was just gonna go have sex, he's just gonna transfer all of it to Claudia. How does that even make sense?
I don't know, but they still together. Because like you just said, between the both of them, they have broken all the rules. So why should Louis get to live? Because you want him to be your boyfriend.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, yes, I'm Louis, don't kill me. I'll be your boyfriend.
He said as much. He said as much. He
So
said
there are exceptions that he can make.
Listen, at the end of the day, apparently they're still ruled by emotion.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? But like he said, when he said "I love you" to Lestat, he told Daniel, he was like, whatever, Lestat left and all that shit, broke his heart, yada yada. He said, I retired those words for like 100 years until I met Louis. He met Louis and everything went out the fucking window. Like he was head over heels for him. So I didn't think he was gonna kill him. I think that when they walked into that tunnel, he was absolutely like, okay, I gotta do it because this is my, you know what I mean? But then he was in there and he was just kind of like, oh, but he's so cute and like he's white and like, let me just walk him to his apartment. You know what I mean? And even still at the end of the episode, when Louis, they kiss and Louis like opens the door to his like building, he's like, hey, you gonna come up? And he's like, are you inviting me? And Louis goes, I don't know, are you gonna kill me? He didn't answer that. So I'm still thinking that Armand is just kind of like, okay, after I fuck him, then I'm gonna kill him.
I'll kill him. And he just kept shifting it. And next thing you know, a century later,
over.
Then Dubai.
Exactly. So it's just like, I don't think that like, I know that he obviously is like, your duties, but like I think his heart kind of, took over. I don't think he's going to transfer that now to Claudia. I think that's a huge leap.
Really? But, okay. So let me restrain myself in that huge leap I took then. But he still knows Claudia's gonna go crazy.
He does. Yeah, he was the one that told us. Yeah.
I feel like Louis not getting that.
That Claudia's gonna go crazy. Yeah, because he was like, oh, but you don't know Claudia. You don't know what that guy do.
Just tell her she's pretty every morning.
Just tell her she's pretty every morning. Right. I mean, he could be in denial. It's like if someone were to be like, "Oh, Mo is gonna go crazy," I'm gonna be like, I don't know. Mo's pretty cool. Like Mo's pretty strong. I think you're wrong. Yeah, she's gonna fight through it. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like that.
Yeah. But also, who was Armand to fucking Claudia? Like, why are you expecting this other grown ass man? I mean, I guess if she's being inaugurated into the coven, but like, I don't know.
He's now her protector because he's her master, right? Her leader, her master. So like that's the reason I'm guessing that Louis was like, hey, just take care of Claudia, like just tell her she's pretty.
Leader and master, not daddy.
But I mean, it's all, isn't it all the same?
Is he going to say you're beautiful to all the other vampires in the morning?
I don't know what he does to the other vampires.
I hope not. He wakes up Santiago and he's like, you're beautiful, Santiago. And Santiago's like, I am.
He opens everyone's coffin every night and he's just kind of like, hey beautiful, come on out.
Fucking stupid. Oh my god, I'm dying.
Santiago's all like, I know. Yeah.
Mind you, the stupid show keeps trying to make us care about Daniel and all this hacking. Like, there's a bunch of files on his laptops, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, Daniel, you gonna die.
Damn. Oh, I mean, do you think at the end of the day Daniel's gonna be turned?
Yes.
Hmm. I don't know. I'm
Yes.
on the fence.
Yeah.
Part of me doesn't want him to be turned and wants him to kind of
I feel
just
like he would hate
stay the
that.
straight guy.
So
Yeah.
I feel like he would hate if you turned him, which means
Mm,
they're gonna turn him.
I know. I
Yeah.
do believe that Daniel and Armand had something at
Oh,
some
they
point. Like maybe
absolutely
hooked
fuck.
up, one night
Yeah.
stand, something.
Yeah.
Like that's I think one of the
So
main reasons I want to see what happened in San Francisco in the
wait a
70s is
minute.
that.
Wait a minute. Timeline. Before I
Uh-oh.
lose this train of thought.
Okay.
Louis met Armand in Paris in like the 1940s.
Yes.
But then Louis and Armand were in a bar in California in the 1980s,
In the 70s, yeah.
in the 70s.
Yeah, and that's where
So
they met Daniel.
no, that's where okay, so that's
Yes.
where they met Daniel because
Mhm.
Armand was okay. Ooh, okay. That's
Wait,
timing.
what did you think?
I don't know what I thought honestly because I was just like because it didn't seem like Louis knew Armand then, like, but then also like I guess Armand was just as usual being creepy in the back. Um, is what he was doing in the bar, if I
Right.
remember.
Right.
You act like I'm slandering him, like this is not what
I
he's
just
been doing.
no, I just think it's I just think it's funny the way you say it.
He's been out here. He pretended to be real Rashid for a whole last season.
Right.
Like,
And why? We still haven't like what was the explanation for that? None.
yes,
None.
like
He's just being
everything about him just
us.
screams troll. Like, even
I'm
like
telling you.
somebody
That's
made
why I
a
don't
good
trust
point.
him.
I can't even say this is my point, but somebody was like, "Why are your bookshelves all the way up there? You're the only one who can fly them on. You're the only fucking one. So like, what do your employees have to like get 100-foot ladder? Like, why are you an asshole, man?" Okay, I
Yeah,
have a
I don't know.
compliment for
If I
Mon.
was the only one that could fly, I'd put all my shit where I could only reach it.
But
So
you
maybe
know
he's
he ain't the
just
one
petty.
cleaning it. That's all
No.
I'm saying. You know he's not the one cleaning it.
Do you think real Rashid is a vampire too?
No, I think he's a human.
I think he's a human too.
I think he's a human, and I
What
feel
did
I
you
don't.
think about?
Uh-huh.
No, I was gonna say, what did you think about what the explanation of vampirism that he said that he told Daniel in the beginning?
Oh, I didn't. What did he say?
He said something like he said something like um vampires Daniel said something like, "Oh, but you're monsters and you kill." And then
Mhm.
Real Rashid said something like, "Well, vampirism is like just like an affliction that contradicts human morality."
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." But like I
That's
just liked how Real
hmm.
Rashid was just like real sassy and smart mouth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He wasn't he's over Daniel's shit,
Look
pretty much.
again. All of them are tired of living in an escape cave with each other. Absolutely. I will give Armand a compliment. I thought his fire hands pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
That was I like that.
Very
They
cool.
got some CGI people on AMC. The one CGI
Yeah.
person. I
They're
like how
spending
it
some money
looked.
on it. Yep.
Some.
Yep.
I put here Louis' dumbass expects to die. Yeah,
Yep.
that's just me slandering Louis. But also like this entire episode, that's it for my notes. And just everything now is from
Mhm.
the heart. Like everything else
Okay.
wasn't from the heart. I don't know what I'm saying. But like Louis just feels like an irresponsible mom who wants to like who's about to do damage to their kid for dick.
Yeah. I think Louis was just like super emotional and impulsive
Mm-hmm.
when he like saved Julia and they made her into a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just
Wait,
like
Julia or
now he's just kind of
Claudia? I'm
like
like, who's
I'm
Julia?
sorry, what did I say? Julia. Claudia, my bad. Um and I don't know, and I just think that like he just doesn't know cuz he's dealing with his own shit.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
trying to just keep it all together just on his own, let alone
yeah.
now also which is why I also think that he's so okay with her joining this coven because he's just kind
Uh-huh.
of like this is what she wanted and I cannot give her that. And I
Yeah.
don't even think he knows how to give her whatever it is that she needs and wants.
No,
And I
that's
think he's
true.
in a little over his head, more than a little over his head when it
Yeah.
comes to Claudia.
Yeah, he kind of just goes again, and this is where I go back to saying Claudia is very much so Luisa's Lestat's daughter,
Yeah.
where
Oh,
in the
100%.
way she's able to like pull Louis to her side, but Louis still going Louis, which is sort
Mhm.
of also what happened with Lestat, which is also what happening with Daniel. So Louis definitely has a pattern here,
Mhm.
um, where and I just remember there is that iconic. I mean, even with the trailer for this season, where Claudia, maybe it's hopefully it'll be next week's episode, where she kind of breaks and she's like, "You always pick someone
Him.
else over me."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Over me.
did
Yeah.
that with
Absolutely.
Lestat, did that with
And
Armand.
it, exactly. I don't. We don't even know exactly the context in what she like why she's saying that, but like she's
Mhm.
absolutely right
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, like yeah, he's always gonna
and
be
that's terrible.
digmatized,
Yeah, and that's terrible, and that's
and
why
that's
and
terrible.
that broke my heart, and that like
Yeah.
because also we didn't really even talk about the fact that he was it felt very unreal how he thought he could just be like, well, I don't want to be part of your club. Like, they will kill you if you don't. Like, even if they didn't know you broke all the other laws,
Mhm.
just the fact that you don't want to be in their gang,
Mhm.
like, they would kill you. Because that's sort of the vibe I'm getting of this coven. You join or you die.
Right. It's like there's two options, and those
Yeah.
are it. That's it.
Like, but he's out here being
So
coy, like, I'm not gonna join. And I told you I'm not gonna join. I'm not a join. Like, I please take this matter with the due seriousness it
yeah,
deserves.
yeah. But also, I like that. Not that I love them as a couple,
Because they
Armand
were
and Louis.
terrible. Oh,
No,
yeah, I
yeah,
don't like them. I
yeah.
don't
I'm not saying that like I'm like nah, I'm all in for them, but the way that Louis described his state of mind when he met and was kind of falling
know.
for Armand
Hmm.
made sense that he's like all in, and
Hmm.
this is not, and this is possibly not fake, that this is like Louis' real feelings about Armand, because he
Mm.
said he was like, he was in a state of finding himself, he was in a new place, he like his mind was expanding, his culture, his world was expanding, and that's the
Hmm.
time that he met Armand. So when his mind is doing all this and his emotional and he's like trying to find himself, he's meeting this guy that he likes and and becomes
Yeah.
involved with, then it makes sense that like he feels the way he feels about Armand in current day, and they're and
Yeah.
why they're still together, and how they like kind of know everything about each other. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense to me. I don't like it, but it still makes sense to me. Does he
Yeah.
still, I think that even in present day, there's
Hmm.
still something like a flame burning there for
Mm.
Lestat, because Lestat
Oh,
doesn't seem like someone
absolutely.
that you could just like, get out of
Yeah.
your system that easily. I don't care if
No.
it's been 70 years. You know what I mean?
And again, like I think we mentioned this in a previous episode where him and Armand are very calm as a couple. None of that
Yes.
fight, passion, life that we
Right.
saw. Like we
Right. It
didn't see
feels
that.
very like
Yeah,
not
tame.
toxic. Yeah. And tame. Yeah.
It still feels toxic, my guy. It still feels
But wait, but
toxic.
that's us. No, 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 no.
Uh
I
huh.
feel like
Uh huh.
I think that's us putting that shit on them. What we've seen isn't
Hmm.
toxic of them yet. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
I don't,
Okay.
what they have shown
Hmm.
us doesn't feel like they have a toxic relationship yet. Um,
Mm.
but you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
how it's
could
gonna
give you
pan out.
that.
But like
I could give you
as of
that.
yet, like right now,
Yeah.
we may have our own
Yeah.
feelings about this couple, but like right
I
now,
have
they've
a
literally
lot.
have just been showing us
Yeah.
how they've gotten together and how like
They're
they're
just a cringe
they're into each
couple.
other and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
They're just
cringe
super cringe.
couple. Yeah.
They're that cringe
Yeah.
couple that like talk baby talk in front of
Ugh.
everybody and just kind of
Ugh.
like, ew, get out of here. Nobody
Ugh.
wants to
Like, why
hear
are you
that.
doing that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
they
are we
seem like that.
involved in it? Yeah.
Right,
But
right.
oh my god. So yeah, I mean, shout out to the writer of this episode because they write
So
emotion
good.
well. They write the human condition very well in the spirit of Anne Rice. Like it's
Yeah,
very excellent. I mean, I would say that for all of season one, currently through season two, because you
absolutely.
know, yeah.
In this episode, I really noticed how poetic Armand's languages, like he's just the way
Mm-hmm.
he says things is very poetic.
Mm-hmm.
Like what was one that I really liked, when they were walking through the park and Louis takes a picture of the couple making out by the river, Elysian, and he's just kind of like, oh, the coven is really like enthralled or whatever by your pictures. Like they say that you're, obsessed with humanity, and that you are thieving their lives with shadow and light or something like that. And I was like, wow, what a beautiful way of saying that. What a
That is a
beautiful way of saying
beautiful way
that.
of saying that, and
Um,
exactly what a fuckboy would say.
right. And like the way he described Lestat, like I
He's
thought was like,
very in
wow,
love. Let me stop
that's
hating. Yes, it's
yeah.
beautiful. Let me stop
But the way
hating.
he like described Lestat, like really painted the picture. He was like,
Yeah.
his words were like canaries flying out of his mouth or something. And then he
Mm.
said something like, oh shit, what was the line right after that? Then I was like, wow, that's a beautiful way
Yeah,
of just
no,
saying that, like
it's
he had him in the palm of his
beautifully
hand.
well
It's
written. I
gorgeous. Yeah,
just
so I loved it.
trust nothing that comes out of Armand's mouth. That's all it is. I
Yeah,
trust nothing
yeah.
from Armand. So
The
great
thing is,
jobs,
like, it seems
writers.
right. It seems like I don't trust him
Hmm.
because it just seems like there's just these little things that just are giving me the heebie-jeebies, and it seems
Yeah,
like it's too good to be true.
yeah.
Like this ancient vampire that's been
Hmm.
around forever, that has had a relationship with Lestat. All of a sudden,
Hmm.
he's like really, really good. He's the
Yeah.
one super good vampire in the whole of
Like
everything. Like
why?
even the conversation that him and Louis were
Hmm.
having in the cafe about
Hmm.
evil. Where Louis was saying, which it reminded me of you, where Louis was saying, "I'm as evil as any other vampire. I've
Yeah,
killed. I'm gonna keep killing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just who I am."
And I
And
don't even
Lestat
think
was
Armand is like, no, Armand is like, see, this is where Louis' contradictory message of feeling bad about humanity weirds me out. Because
what do you
y'all,
mean?
if you're with this troop, that means you guys just go to Coven, you guys just go to mansions and kill a bunch of people or like hotels. So you
Hmm.
don't care then. You're not protesting with a sign saying, don't kill the humans, Armand. Like, you're not stopping it. So
No,
it's like,
but they're
how
killing
much.
humans on stage.
Yeah. So, like, why does Louis think he cares about humans?
No, I don't think it's about caring about human. I think their discussion was about evil. Armand was saying that
No, I
there's not
remember
like
that, but I'm
one
just
general
saying
thing about evil.
general because Louis eats rats, not humans, and he says he does that because I would assume, feels bad to
Yeah.
do that to a human.
Hmm.
Um, so what do you feel bad about if you kill humans or you allow humans to die in every other situation?
I don't know.
Okay,
I have no
if you
idea.
guys out there know, please let us know because I'm confused at
Yeah.
what Louis
No,
means
no, you're
when
right.
he
You're right.
says
You're
that.
right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But I think that
yeah.
that's what he was saying. He was just like, he's killed people, and he's not saying that he's perfect. He
Yeah.
does what he can. He's like, I
Mhm.
don't want to purposely kill humans all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he could kill maybe like one or two people a day. I don't know how long it takes him
Mhm.
to be hungry again. You know what I mean? So like, but he chooses not to do that. But he's not
Yeah.
saying that I'm never gonna do. Well, now
Yeah.
in
And
present day,
he's
I
not
think he is a
interfering in
vegan. But like,
anybody else's life either. Yeah.
right, exactly. Like he's not willingly being out here like,
Yeah.
going with the troop into the mansion and like,
Yeah.
tearing it up. Like he's not
Yeah.
willingly doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't like. Yeah, I've already said
Louis.
my piece about
Yeah.
Louis. No, he's just Louis just feels like he might always be the problem in situations.
Yes, I
That's
agree. I agree. Like, no, and there's always something that Louis does that I'm always like, come on, man. And this
yeah.
episode was how fast he gave it
Yeah.
up. Like how fast he gave up
Yeah. He
that it
was
was that it was
ready. He
But
was
I mean,
ready.
I don't know if he just sensed that
Yeah.
Armand knew already, but like he was just kind of like, yes, his name is Lestat. We lied. I was like, wow,
Why?
you couldn't even hold it for one fucking night, bro. Like,
Why?
oh man.
Like, can you send a message to Claudia telepathically real quick? My God.
He could have. He could
Did she
have,
even
but
know you went? I mean, I guess she knew he went out. Like, I don't know. I don't know how
yes,
Louis
but
would.
he was gonna tell her when she was right before she told the story when they were laying in the
Mm,
coffins. He was
hmm.
like, "Oh, I have something to tell you," and then she started
Hmm.
talking about Bruce,
Yeah.
and then he didn't. Obviously, they
Yeah.
went to sleep. But
And
like,
again, for
he
some
was he
reason,
was gonna tell her, but
yeah.
he could have said something beforehand.
Yeah.
But
But
I guess he was
he
in the
also
middle of his
thinks they would
breakdown.
protect her. So again, I don't know how Louis is justifying any of these thoughts he's having. Is
Is the problem?
probably, yeah, it's a problem. But okay, so Joanne is not here with us tonight, but Joanne has sent us feedback
Ooh,
because Jawan. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. It's 4 minutes and 46 minutes long. This is going to be interesting because I don't know what he has to say for 4 minutes and 46 minutes about. He must be feeling it. Okay, let me play.
I'm back just like Lestat with his trash ass. So I just wanted to drop a couple of notes since I'm unfortunately unable to join the show live today. If you probably could tell, I'm driving last minute things I had to get done. Long story, don't need to go into it. But here we go with Interview with the Vampire, episode 3, No Pain, Jawan's notes. Honestly, this episode was a little mid to me. It had some interesting elements. It was cool to see Daniel outside of the mansion or wherever they're living in Dubai, trying to do his own thing in Omakase with the shit still wriggling. So that was pretty cool to see. I believe this guy is going a bit more into the mythology that Anne Rice set in the book, which, as we all know, I haven't read. I got to say that every episode. But I was kind of hesitant to look up too much to figure out what he was referring to or what he was exactly talking about because I didn't want to spoil myself. But I do know, based on some context clues that I kind of saw on Tumblr, that this does get into more of the mythology of the vampire six that are SECT is that are around the world. So it'd be interesting, when they open that world up a little more to see what exactly is going on with that. I did like a little bit of the past stuff. I, of course, like what they did with Claudia. She seems, the things she's going through are really interesting. My theory still holds from last week, especially on where we get at the end. Armand, he did kind of get on my nerves tonight. With the shit that he had going on, I didn't really, the whole trying to hold up with the old laws. But yeah, as soon as this white man come around, hey, I'm just gonna fuck my old laws, fuck my religion, fuck everything I came in. I'm down with this white man and what he got going on. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on that. Louis in, and am I in? Am I out? I'm halfway in. I'm gonna dip a toe in. Shit kind of got on my nerves a little bit as well. So but they still, they still my homies. But I need them to kind of get to the point. To move this shit forward. And so and also, so then you worried in 1 minute that that dude is gonna kill you and you're gonna invite him in to your house. Yep. Okay. You know what? I picked the bear. That's what I picked the bear. So that's it. And one last point. Santiago is always amazing. Do love when he was reading the 5 laws to Claudia, and with everybody surrounding her, it got a little tense. They did briefly mention, I think there was a mention of the 5 laws in the movie. There was, but I believe they only focused on the do not destroy another vampire part, and it was only for what the movie utilized that for. So, but again, it was really, really interesting to see the departure at the end from here, how they basically son or daughtered Claudia, because because the first rule, you don't turn a child. So hey, you a child, we gonna put you in a child's place for 50 years. So I found that, funny and tragic, devastating and exciting at the same time to see the fruition of that and where that leads to. So again, the episode kind of mid to me, but still enjoyable as an episode of Interview with the Vampire. Can't wait for next week, which I will not be on as well because again I'll be traveling. But that being said, enjoy the next 2 weeks of your misandry between you and Carly until I return. Love you guys. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Juwan.
Thanks,
Okay, so
Juwan. Miss Sandry, get out of
right,
here.
right. I'm gonna have to turn it up even more next week then.
Right.
So what did
He
you
hasn't
think
seen
about
Miss
some
Sandry yet.
of Juwan said he picked the bear. We didn't even talk on that because he did make a point that like he really did just let this man that was about to kill him like come have sex with him like 5 minutes after. Like I don't know if I would be ready. I don't know if I'd be ready.
I mean, if in this, I want to say like in the state of mind, not state of mind, in the like mood that they were in, especially after
The
that
murder
kiss.
mood.
No, but no, because I just think that like after he was like, "Oh, hey, you walked me home," yeah, because that's my building, and then they
Yeah.
kiss. Like after that, I'm just, I'm trying to get in your pants. Like I'm trying
I'm
to,
just saying,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like the emotions of you almost murdered me half an hour ago would like trump the
No, that
kiss.
makes it even
No?
more exciting.
Okay. Well, we
No, you
see.
have your juices are
Wow.
flowing. You were
I,
scared. It's like adrenaline.
wow. No, I don't know. I
I mean,
feel like
listen to
we
me.
never disagree, Carly, but this episode might be the episode we disagree because of
I was
Armand.
like, no, no. Listen, I'm not saying I don't love Armand either or Louis, but what I'm what I'm saying is like these are
Yeah. These are vampires.
these are vampires, yes, but these are also like, you know, like there's that like instant attraction. There's a something between them. So yes, maybe he thought he was gonna kill him, and maybe Armand also thought that he was gonna do it. But like at the end of the day, I think the attraction and the possible love that is there from the beginning, like I think that superseded that. You know what I mean? So again, after he was like, "Oh, I walked you home," then they kiss, then he's just kind of like, "You want to come in?" I think, he shot his shot, or not. He shot his shot. He took a chance.
And the chance got taken. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Obviously, he didn't kill him, but
obviously
or
he
did
didn't
he?
kill him.
Ow. No, just
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh, he killed him in another way. Gotcha.
Right. Exactly.
Like I do also do agree with Juwan. I want to stop back. I want us back. Everybody needs to meet. The stop needs to whoop Amon's butt. Like, how many episodes do you think it's going to take before we get the stop back? Like, where everyone's on the same timeline.
And by the same timeline, you mean present day?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Probably towards the end.
We have 8
I don't think we're gonna.
episodes. This is episode 3.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe this show is gonna go another season
No,
because
it
there's like
definitely
six,
will go
seven
another
books or some shit.
season, but
Yeah.
I'm not waiting till season 3 for Amon to get his ass whooped. Like,
No. No.
even though Lestat is weaker, so I don't know how that. Yeah, that's gonna be. Maybe he should stay away. That.
No, but what I'm saying is that like if we ever see Lestat in present
Mhm,
day, like with
mhm,
Daniel, I think it won't be like now. I think it'll happen,
mhm.
you know, not this
Like I
season.
need this to be in present day. I need
I
I want
I
to see
would
that interaction between all of them. Like I'm salivating for that interaction.
But let's think about it. Do you think so? Louis and Armand have been together for 70 years. So
A
in that
century?
time, do you think that they have seen Lestat since? Because I got the
Hmm.
impression that they haven't seen Lestat.
No,
Like Louis hasn't
same.
seen Lestat
Yeah,
since, you know,
yeah,
whatever. And like both of them haven't seen Lestat.
yeah.
Obviously, they probably have, but like I
You
just got
think
that impression they
so?
haven't.
I don't think they've because I figure it's gonna take at least 50 years for him to get out of that like rat pit
Nah.
that he's in.
Nah.
Nah, like
No.
2 years.
They sliced his throat,
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
put him in the fucking dump that is just full of rats. Lestat is alive and very well, which is
So
why
do
I
you
think
think he don't want him back?
I don't know if yes, I think he does want him back, and I think he wants revenge and all that jazz. So I would love to see him in
Yeah.
the 1940s, like in
Mm.
that timeline. I don't know
Like
if
maybe they
present
meet
day we're gonna
multiple
see him.
times, but these don't seem like the type of people like they've all fucked each other. Like let's be clear on that. It,
Lestat has fucked everybody.
I mean, yes,
Let's be
that is
clear on that.
absolutely.
Yeah. He didn't seem like he discriminates. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out that like Daniel in one of his like drugged induced stupors,
Oh
he
my
fucked Lestat
God.
too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They
I'm just
all had an orgy.
yeah,
Claudia didn't need to be around for this bullshit.
gross.
Like that. No. Okay. So where do you think we're gonna see Claudia's mind? Do you think we'll see Claudia's mind break this season?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
gonna be painful to watch, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Oof.
And I want that to be that's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
It's
Like I'm
going to be
enjoying the
so good.
actress. I'm enjoying
Yeah,
the
Delaney's
actress.
great. Mm-hmm.
I think she's doing a really good job. Like again, got me all up in my feelings because they playing in my
Yep.
girl's face with that baby outfit dress, knowing she doesn't want to be a kid. But she ultimately is gonna have to play a kid every night on that damn stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna fuck her. That's gonna fuck her up.
Yeah. I'm fucked up for her.
Yeah. Yikes.
I don't think I have anything else to say. I think I have pretty much let my feelings on how I hate everybody in this episode, except for Claudia.
Isn't that usually the case though?
I feel like more tonight.
Yeah,
More.
you like Daniel last week a little bit.
Yeah, no, I like Daniel this. Well, no, I didn't like because Daniel, stop investigating shit. Like, what are you doing?
He's an
Like,
investigative. Isn't he like a
I
fucking
mean,
investigative
yeah, but this
reporter?
is like go play Sudoku or something. Like, I don't know. There was something else I wanted to mention. Was it okay? We mentioned Real Rashid, Daniel and his hijinks. Yeah, I think I just hate there was so many red flags. And like Louis was just like walking past each one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Louis, that
Yeah.
friend I've learned what is it the internet says, if they like it, I love it for them. Like I can't save you anymore if you keep walking into the problem.
I think Louis likes, you know how there are some people that just kind of are attracted to like a certain type of person?
Yeah.
I think Louis has a type. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Like,
And listen, and apparently his type is like beautiful dudes. So
rich.
I can't be like, ew, he's terrible.
Yeah.
But like, but at
Beautiful
the same
dudes
time,
who
it's like,
buy
I
and
don't know
sell shit. Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know if he's like, if he knows. Well, listen, taking it at face value for what we've already seen, I'm not gonna say that like Armand has been bad for him, right?
Yeah.
I'm
And
just gonna
again, I'm
say
not
this
making
season
it
was
seem
good
like
for
Louis
him.
was poor or nothing. Like he came from money,
Yeah,
So Louis
he
used
had
to a
money.
certain type of lifestyle as well.
Yeah, he had money before he was a vampire.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But just him walking into every red flag just kind of hurts my feelings a bit.
What I'm interested is like I mentioned in the beginning, what I loved about this episode was seeing this other point of view of who Lestat was. So I'm interested to see the next time we see Lestat. Not the next time, like next episode, but like, you know, who's gonna be the next point of view that we see Lestat through whose eyes
Have
are we
we
gonna
ever
see
seen
Lestat?
Lestat from Claudia's eyes?
No, well, not just what Louis has been telling us.
Right? That'll be interesting. But I think next episode will probably focus on Claudia and the theater because she has to like get on the show. Let's see what's next episode. What's episode 4 called? Let's see. Oh, guys, also if you're listening, don't forget you can also send in feedback via tvmoviemistress@gmail.com. I do put up a post in the Facebook group as well. Okay, episode 4
is called okay.
No, go.
Oh, episode 4 is called I Want You More Than Anything in the World.
Oh my god, that sounds so sad.
That sounds like a Lestat line because he's very
It
dramatic.
does. He's so dramatic. And it's funny
Like the fact
how
that he's the founder of a theater troupe,
of
vampire or
course.
not,
What
felt
else?
right
Yeah.
because he is
Perfect.
so dramatic. Yes,
Perfect.
it was perfect.
Like
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't think we have anything else to add. Is there anything else
No,
you
we're
want to
good.
add? Yeah, okay.
Nah, we're good. This is
Perfect.
a great episode. Yeah.
This was a great
Oh wait, no,
episode.
yeah. Like Joanne, really? This episode was meh?
Yeah, that's
No,
interesting.
I feel like we're watching 2 different shows.
I feel, you know what? I feel like after he listens to us, he'll be right on track. I think this is one of those episodes you need to talk it out to get it. Because like I would probably have been like, what did I say initially? I didn't like this episode, but that's because it was making me feel things, which I don't appreciate.
Right.
But overall, it's a great episode. But I think not in the tip because I'm also jonesing for like resolve this shit. I want to see Lestat kick Armand's ass, which again I know he can't do. I don't know how the fuck this shit is going to resolve because everyone is of unequal like power levels, and Louis is useless in hand-to-hand combat from anything I've seen.
But also, I mean, one, we don't know what Lestat has been. If Lestat is alive, present day Daniel, present day, we don't know what he's been up to. We don't know who he's been drinking and all that stuff.
He's been learning Krav Maga, just ready,
right?
John Wick.
And two, Louis, we saw from last season, Louis has been drinking from Armand.
That's true.
For let's just assume for 70 years. You know what I'm saying? So like,
but would that still be enough to take down Armand?
No, I mean, if Louis went up against Armand, I don't know. I'm just saying that like maybe their power levels are more than what we think they are.
I feel like the only way Louis could win is to just go full crazy. Like whatever Armand's been blocking just comes back like in a rush. Like he realizes what happened to Claudia or some shit. Whatever happened to Claudia, and like I don't know. I feel like that.
Do you think he remembers what happens to Claudia?
I think Louis, everything in his brain has been edited. So I feel like he might remember some things, but like I feel like Armand will like let him not feel the pain.
Yeah.
At like a level 10. Because all of this shit is still too calm for me. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Louis is an enigma. Louis de Pont du Drac. Close enough. But yeah,
to me, it's just gonna be like, what's gonna be the climax of this season? I'm gonna say that it's probably gonna be the whole Claudia of it all.
Really? You think we don't get the conclusion to what the heck happened to Claudia to episode 8?
Maybe.
Okay. I mean, I don't know where they're going. So
I mean, we're in episode 4 next week, so it's just kind of it's only been 3 fucking episodes.
I feel like that's quick.
That's quick. So quick. Like a lot has happened. So and we still have 5 more. So it's just I don't know. Maybe we'll get both. We'll get the end of Claudia and also Lestat coming back.
I'm stressed. I'm gonna, and this is gonna then like I love because House of the Dragon is coming back and this is on. Like it's gonna be great. Like I'm just gonna be like overwhelmed by television. I'm gonna get all my feelings from television again, like when I was a kid. Love it. I
know I'm waiting for Yellow Jackets to come back. It was usually Yellow Jackets comes back like around this time. So I was really excited to have like Yellow Jackets and Interview with the Vampire, but I don't know because of the strike. I don't know when Yellow Jackets is coming back.
Damn, and I still haven't watched Yellow Jackets. So
talk about a good show.
It was weird. I was like, I don't want to watch a bunch of girls riding bikes. It was a very arbitrary reason. I was just not in the right headspace.
I don't even think they ride bikes in this.
Yeah,
in that show.
Isn't Yellow Jackets the one like with like kids in some town, like in the suburbs?
No, it's the one where the high school girls soccer team has like plane crash and lands in the like forest of Canada.
Oh, what the hell am I thinking?
A lot of like weird shit happens that could be supernatural.
I'm thinking of something else then. This looks creepy.
You talking about Paper Girls?
Maybe. See, we got there. Paper Girls. Yeah. See, only you would know because I didn't even know what the fuck I was talking about, but you knew. I appreciate you. But yes, so that's it, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here. Carly, tell the listeners where they can find you.
I'm on Instagram at Carly Vision with a K.
And I'm on Twitter at BookDreamer01 and TV Movie Mistress. On that note, guys, we'll see you, or I don't know, we'll talk in your ears next week. Bye.
Bye.